So guys, in today's video we're going to show you how to create a one-page homepage for your business. This is going to be super simple, anybody can follow along, and by the end of it you're going to have yourself a simple website that you can use for your business. Now as you can see, I've got nothing here. I've deleted everything, so we're just back to standard WordPress page when you start your site. Now once you're logged in, we are going to go to the little W on the top left to go to the back dashboard. Before we get started with designing, we're going to want two things. That's going to be a plugin, which is going to be Elementor, a page builder, and a different theme which is called Astra, which is going to give us more customization. So first let's go to our plugin section and let's go to add a plugin. In the top right we're going to search for Elementor. Elementor is spelt like this, and the one that we're going to be looking for is Elementor Page Builder, more than just a page builder. You can tell it's the one because it's actually created by Elementor itself. Let's go ahead and install and then activate once the little activation button pops up. Now it's installed, let's go ahead and activate. There's lots of plugins that actually complement Elementor, but we're not going to be using any of them today. However, if there is things that you do need, these will complement Elementor and give you extra free features. Mine's downloaded. If it does set you up with a setup guide, you can go ahead and skip it all. Essentially everything can be found in the settings, but we're not going to need anything specific to the settings. Next we're going to go to the appearance tab and we're going to go to themes. Normally when you start a fresh WordPress site, you're going to have an active theme of 2021, 2020, and they're usually the default theme. We're going to go to add theme along the top, and we're going to search for Astra. In the search button, type in Astra, or scroll down, it's usually on the first page, and it looks just like this, spelled like this. I'm going to go ahead and install this theme. Then go ahead and activate the theme. You can now go ahead and delete any old themes unless you feel like you might need them or want to go back to them. I personally only like to have my current theme so I don't have a cluttered website. Great, we're almost ready to start your business website. First it's advised to change a few settings, but before that we're going to go to pages and we're going to add a home page. For now this has just got to be a blank home page, just simply so we have it available. I'm going to type in home on this section and then simply go to publish. We don't need anything on this page yet. Once published we can then click the W to return back to the dashboard. Now I'm going to go to settings. There's a few things that we want to change. First come over to general. I like to add the www to my domain, and also the S if it's only showing HTTP. If you have an SSL certificate activated, you should have the little S added. Sometimes it doesn't add it when you start a default site. It will look a bit like this, so after the P, just go ahead and add an S. And then optionally the www. Scroll to the bottom and then save the changes. It's likely at that point to just log you out, so just log yourself back in again. Now we're going to go to settings and we're going to go to reading. We're going to change the home page from the latest post to a static page, and this is where we're going to select the home for the home page. If you do have a blog or post page, select it there or create it first and then select it from the list. This will automatically put all your latest blog posts on there. Then go ahead and save. One last thing is sorting out your permalink structure. As default it starts as this, so any page will have this weird question mark, P for page, and then equals, and then a number after. I prefer to have mine as the post name, so if the post is called sample post or the page is called sample page, it will simply make that as the standard URL, which you can then change. It does it automatically, so it's just much easier to get this sorted at the start. Go ahead and save this if you've made any changes. Now let's go ahead to the home page. Here on the home page we pretty much have nothing. We have a blank canvas. So the way that I like to work personally is from the top and then work my way down. So we're going to first fix the top menu header section. We're then going to create some content for the home page itself, and we're going to finish off by creating the footer section. Now to create the top header we're going to go over to customize. And do feel free at any point to just pause, so when I say something you can pause, go ahead and do it yourself and then continue on with the video. We can go to header builder, or I can come up to here and I can click the little pencil mark on the certain sections. This will automatically take you to the place to edit. This header here is then shown down here in the sections that you can change it with. It will almost always automatically come with a site title and logo in the top left. To make any changes or add something to it, we're going to click it. Here I'm going to go ahead and select a logo. I'm going to go to upload files and then select files, or drag and drop it onto this section. I've got two logos, one's longer lengthwise and one's just a normal square logo. For this section I'm going to use the longer one. Then go ahead and select to add it to the header. Crop the image if it needs cropping, and now we have our logo on the top. I'm going to change the width just to make it a little bit bigger. As you can see there's a colour difference between my logo and the background. You can actually change the background to the header. To do that, come to the particular section that you're designing. So for instance I'm doing the middle section at the moment because it comes in 3. I'm going to click on the little gear icon. Then I'm going to go over to design and then change the background colour. If I change it to white, it should then mix with the logo itself. Now we're going to need a menu on the right hand side here. First let's create the menu. From the customization section you can go back and then come down to menu. Here I'm going to go ahead and create a new menu. I'm going to call it the main menu. This main menu I'm going to select as the primary menu because it's always going to be on the header. Then go ahead and click next to create it. Now let's add some items to our menu. Click on add items. We have our home page, so we're going to add the home page to the menu. We're going to add more to this later. For now let's go ahead and publish. If you can't see your menu along the top header, it's because you've not actually assigned the menu to there yet. Let's go ahead and click the pencil here again. As you can see, there's nothing on the right side here. Let's click on the plus to actually add the menu. We've got a primary menu selection right here, so we're going to click on primary menu. Now that I've added it, it's showing the menu item here. Once added, it's going to show in the top right here. If I wanted it in the middle, I can drag this section to the middle. Now the menu is going to be starting from the middle of your site. However, for now I'm going to leave it on the right hand side. The more pages that you add to this menu will automatically now start to add names to the right of this. Let's do one now just for an example. I'm going to go ahead and edit the main menu, and I'm going to add a custom link page called Contact Us. I'm going to go and click Add to Menu. Automatically you can see we now have a home and a Contact Us. You can get quite creative with the menus. If I click here to customize this exact part and go over to Design, I'm going to scroll down a bit and change the colour of when people hover over the text. Let's make it that if they hover over the text we want to change it to a blue colour. Now if I hover over any of the text it's going to go to a blue colour. We can do the same for active text, so a page that's currently open. And we can also change the background colours. This is the background to the text. If I want to change it to red, I can change it to a red colour here, a white colour, or drag this part right to the end to make it see-through. For now let's go ahead and publish. And then close down the customization section. Just like that we have ourselves a logo and we have a menu. Now let's get started with the design of the page. First let's go to edit page. Then I'm going to click on edit with Elementor. That's the plugin and the page builder that we added earlier. It makes for much better and easier design. On this top section we're going to click a plus to add a section. We're going to come to Flexbox and here you can choose either one singular section or two. I'm going to divide it into two. This is in a currently boxed structure, so it doesn't stretch to the edge of the page. If you want it to stretch to the edge of the page, I'm going to click the 6 dots here. Then I'm going to come over to the content width on the left hand side and change it from boxed to full width. On the left hand side I'm going to add a heading and I'm going to add a paragraph. To do that, click on the plus along the top to add an element and then I'm going to drag heading there. Next I'm going to click on the plus and I'm going to add a text editor. Then I'm going to want to change the background design. I'm going to do that by clicking the edit container on the top left. I'm going to come over to style, so that's where you can choose the style of the container, and the background type. I'm going to go with classic and then go to the color section to choose a color. I'm going to go with the dark green. Now to change the text I'm going to click on the text section or the heading section, come over to style again to style it. I'm going to align it to the middle. You can change the typography from here to change it to a different font or size, and I'm going to come down and change it to white so you can see it better on the green background. I'm going to do the same here with the text. Click on the text, come to the style, I'm going to center it, and I'm going to change the text color to white. The text is a bit small, so I'm now going to come to typography, and I'm going to change the size by dragging this. If you don't want it to span all the way from the left to the right of the box, we can also come to advanced and give it a margin. Click on this to unlink the values together. I'm going to add 50 on the left hand side and 50 on the right. This is all looking a bit squished, so let's add some spacers. Come to the top, add element, and then add a spacer on the top above the heading, and then do the same on the bottom below the text and add another spacer. Now it's time to add some pictures on the right hand side. Let's make a picture carousel. To do that I'm going to click on edit container. I'm going to come to style. On background I'm going to come over to the slideshow. Here I'm going to select some images for the slideshow. Go to upload files, select your file, and select some images that you would like on there on the carousel. Once they've uploaded, go to create new gallery and then insert gallery. It's also nice to add the Ken Burns effect, which gives a slight zoom to each picture before it changes over. Let's add a middle section to your website with a few text sections. Click on Flexbox and then I'm going to go to the one section which is a direct column. I'm going to go ahead and add an element of a spacer. I'm going to add an element of a heading. And I'm going to add an element of a paragraph again. You can change this all accordingly. Here I'm going to change the text to black so you can see it against the white background by coming over to Style, Text Color, and putting this to black. I'm also going to center it, and through the content section I'm also going to change it to a H3 tag so it's a little bit smaller. Then come down to the paragraph section and change it accordingly. I'm going to go to the styles section, center it, and then add a text color of black so you can see it better. Underneath that, let's add a scrollable image. Click on plus to add a section, click on flex blocks, and then click on the direct column. This time I'm not going to add an image, but I'm going to add a background image. I'm going to click the 6 dots to edit the container. Now head over to style in the edit container section. Click on a classic background, and we're going to click on image to add an image background. Then go ahead to upload your file. We can see the image, but we want this slightly bigger to see it better. To do that, I'm going to go click on plus, and I'm going to go add a spacer here. I'm going to adjust the spacer size. Then I'm going to go to the 6 dots again to edit the container. I'm going to go to the attachment section, and I'm going to set it to fixed. Then display size and cover, so it covers the whole area. Now when I scroll up and down, you have a fixed image that looks really nice when you scroll up and down. One of the important things is not to forget to add spacing between things so everything doesn't all look bunched up. I'm going to add a spacer underneath this text just to add a bit of space between the top and the bottom. And I might even increase the spacer to 80. That's for the top as well. So now we have space between the top and the bottom. Finally, I'm going to add another spacer and we're going to add our contact information. Click on the plus underneath there. We're going to go for a flex blocks. We're going to go for a direct column. Go to add an element and I'm going to add a text editor here. Let's put a contact us. I'm going to put a space and then my email underneath. I'm going to highlight over contact us and I'm going to make that a H3 heading. I'm also going to come to style and then center it all. Change the text color to black. And on the content section you can add anything you want. You can also add a number here, making it easy for people to contact you. Now let's make it so when people click contact us on the main menu of your page, it actually takes them straight down to this section of the page. I'm going to click on this exact text editor section. From here I'm going to go to advanced. Now we're going to go to CSS ID. This is the ID of the particular section that we're clicking. I'm going to write the word contact. Now remember the word that you write here. I'm just going to go ahead and copy it for ease. Contact is the word that identifies this exact section on the page. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this page now. And let's go and view it by clicking the arrow and then preview page. As you can see, we have a nice looking page here, but we want the contact us button to take us down to the bottom when we click it. So let's go to customize. Let's go to our menu over here. Let's go to main menu, which is the main menu on the top, and here we have our custom link. Now just to explain this better, I'm just going to delete it and start it from afresh. I'm going to go to add item, I'm going to go to custom link, I'm going to call it whatever I want to call it, which is contact us. Now here in the URL, what we wanted to do is we want to find that section that we just ID'd on the page. We can do that by putting a hashtag and then the word that we added. So hashtag contact. Now let's add that to the menu, let's publish and let's see how it works. You can click off X once you've published it. Now if we click on contact us, it's going to take us straight down to the contact us section. Finally, let's go ahead and add a footer. A footer will show on the bottom of every single page. You might be able to get your privacy page on here, any info, your logo, and to change it we can come up to customize. We can either click on footer builder or we can scroll down to the bottom and click on the little pencil in the corner. As you can see, the same with the header, it's built in the same way using these blocks along the bottom. So say for instance I wanted to add a logo on the bottom left. I can click the plus button and then add a widget. That was widget 1. Let's click on widget 1 to add something to it. Click got it to make this page disappear, and here I'm going to go ahead and add an image. I'm going to upload the image because I haven't uploaded it to my site yet, and I'm going to select the square logo. And I'm just going to drag it to be a bit smaller and fit on the page. Much like the header, if you want to change the background you can come and click on the little gear wheel over here, go to design and change the background color. Now we might want to add some text on the right hand side. I'm going to click on the little plus button over here to add some text, and I'm going to add a widget 2. Then click on widget 2 to change it. Here I'm just going to add a paragraph. Start writing in the things that you want to write in. I'm just going to write page 1, page 2 and page 3. To align this to the right hand side of the page we can come down to the design section and then click on the alignment to the right. If you wanted these to be links to other pages, we can also come down to the widget 2 area, highlight over the word, click the link section and then add in your link there to the URL that you want them to go to. Once you're happy, go ahead and publish. And just like that you have yourself an easy service website that you can share with people. People can get in contact with you, see your services, different pages, or scroll to certain points down the screen.